Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to shoot any video today, but I see something really interesting in this hive. And so I thought I'd set up the camera here and then maybe hold up this frame to it. I already smoked it a little bit before, but it took me a few minutes to get the rest of myself set up. So I'm going to go ahead and let's come from the back side where I should be anyways, and just drift a little smoke across the front of this. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and set the camera down. It's always best to work from the side or the back so that you're not in the way of them coming in and out. And as I recall, this worked pretty good for a camera stand. Right here. So this should show me working from the side, yeah. So that should show me working from there, and then I can hold things in front of the camera. So even without a cameraman or a proper tripod. So I'm going to use my beekeeper tool, also known as a molding lifter to a finished carpenter. And I'm going to start by lifting the second frame out of the back side. And the reason why I do that is I don't want to break the frames or the corners, and this is usually one with the least amount of pressure. There's nothing on this frame at all. So just set that aside. And then the next two frames are going to be the same. So I'm just going to I'll take these two off and set them on the front here. The next one is absolutely packed full. Even though it's just a medium frame, it's absolutely packed full of honey. There's honey in there, fresh honey in there. Don't see a queen, I don't see any larvae, nothing but honey. I'm going to take off this one little bit of burr comb, and we'll add that to our wax collection for making soap or candles or whatever. I'm just going to slide this to the back. So in my inspection last weekend, I saw way more drones than I've ever seen before, and I've figured out obviously that that's something that happens at this time of year. There needs to be more drones to fertilize the new queens. Now this was a completely blank frame, and they are building it up with comb. There was absolutely nothing. This was an empty frame, no wire, no wax base. It's better to have some sort of a wax base or a plastic base coated in wax. Again, I'm not seeing any larvae. In fact, I'm not seeing anything. This is brand new buildup. They're building up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that one back. Let's move on to the next one. Now this one actually has some wires in it, and again, I'm not seeing anything in here other than just a bunch of new comb. There's a little bit of honey in the center section here, but that's about it. So this one actually does have some wires in it that they're building on. Take both of those frames and slide those back all the way, nice and slow so we don't squish any of our little friends. Let's look at the next two. Now I'm hoping on one of these next two that I'm going to see not just the queen, but hopefully some laying activity. Well, this is definitely a bit of a drawback to using just empty frames like this. You can see the big old gap there. Is that they don't build the honeycomb as evenly. Now that's not to say that it's bad. It's just not as easy to manage from a human perspective. And it also can create pockets where the queen can hide when I'm looking for her. Now, I don't have a queen clip, and I'm not going to be in this hive long enough that I would clip her. It's not like I'm doing a split or anything like that. So there's only one frame left, and the next frame is the reason why I wanted to open this up and video it without a cameraman or my mentor here to assist me. And that is that this frame is about twice as fat as a regular frame. So I'll probably take it out and take a look at it. If the queen's not on it, I'm going to put it right back in. It's just full of honey. I see a drone. Just a ton of honey. See some more drones. I do not see the queen. I do not see any eggs or larvae. She was in here when I looked at it midweek. I think it was Wednesday. Come on, go back home. There you go. All right. And I set the tool down for a minute. I don't need it. I'm just going to simply pick this box up and make sure she's not in here. So I'm picking this up for two reasons. One is to check the weight of it to see that there's still some sugar water in here. And that's what they've been using to build up all this comb, is the sugar water. I don't see her crawling around in here. I really don't like the burr comb on the side of this, so I want to scrape that off. So first I'm going to make sure she's not in here. I'm going to set this out here on my extra set of hands. And let me take my glove off so I can use the camera. So I mean, this is really built out quite a lot. That's 3/4 of an inch out from the frame, and normally it'll come out up to 1/4 of an inch. It's just huge how they built this big bubble, and it's just along the top portion right there. So some of the bees are banging on me right now, so a couple of them seem to be upset. Might have to put my glove back on. But see, this burr comb is built up on the side of this feeder, and I want to take that off, but I want to make sure she's not in here. Okay, good. Those two bees that were banging on my hand have stopped, so I can get my readers back on. Yeah, she's definitely not here, so I don't have to worry about harming her, and that's my main fear right now, is if the queen is around, I don't want to injure her in any way. So for all I know, she may be out on a mating flight. She may have left, and I may have just overlooked her. So I'm going to put this all back together. I'm going to scrape this burr comb off of here and put it all back together and leave it alone, and we'll re-inspect it tomorrow to see if there's any changes to it. But I found that interesting, so I wanted to share that, and I will put this up on my YouTube page. Thanks a lot for dropping in. Have a great afternoon. Thanks again, Paul. Ryder out.